right, guys, so we got to talk about Colin Kaepernick, who I'm going to call Con Man Kaepernick, right? Because it is obvious and clear that that is who he is. The guy is a con man, right? Because he has been telling us that he's been blackballed from the NFL, that the NFL doesn't want him to be in the league because he's a black man that stood up for civil rights, right? That's what they want us to believe, okay? And that the NFL is a slave plantation, right? He likened the NFL Combine to a slave trading platform. But for whatever reason, this guy wants to be a slave on the NFL plantation. Maybe because these so-called slaves are getting paid millions of dollars and his money is drying up from Nike because they can't really figure out how to market him anymore since it's been like 5 years removed since he's been blackballed from the NFL, which means they got to find a new way to make some money off this guy, right? So all of a sudden, Kaepernick has been releasing these workout videos, right? Where he's saying that, hey, I'm out here training at 5 a.m. every single day of the week to try to get back in the NFL because I really want a shot. Now, anybody with any common sense, okay, that's really paying attention to what's going on here, that's not naive, right, knows that Colin Kaepernick does not want to be in the NFL because his whole brand has been, for the last 5 years, that he's blackballed from the NFL, that he's a civil rights hero, okay, that is a martyr, right? And that is how the guy has made millions of dollars. So he doesn't have a real monetary incentive to get back into the NFL because why would you do that and have your brains turned to mashed potatoes when you can make millions of dollars sitting on your couch pretending like you want to have your brains turned into mashed potatoes, okay? So with that being said, again, I think the money is drying up. I think Nike is having a hard time figuring out how to market this guy. So they got to figure something out. And that is why you've seen Kaepernick come out here lately and he started releasing more workout videos. He's actually doing interviews for the first time in like 5 years. This guy wouldn't talk to the media at all. He wouldn't talk to media that was friendly to him. He won't talk to media that is adversarial to him, right? He didn't want to talk at all, okay? But all of a sudden, he's talking. He's doing these workouts. He's doing interviews. He's doing all this stuff to make it seem like he actually really wants to be back in the NFL. So lo and behold, an NFL team, the Raiders, give Colin Kaepernick a chance. They give him a workout, right? And according to the mainstream liberal media here, nobody should be surprised, Colin Kaepernick's workout reportedly, allegedly, went well. And he impressed, according to reports, right? Now, all the mainstream media headlines about Colin Kaepernick's workout didn't necessarily imply that he was, blowing anybody away, but they're saying, hey, it went well, right? There's nothing to suggest that his workout wasn't good, right? Or that it was a complete and total disaster until recently, in which NFL legend Warren Sapp came out here and gave us some insight in regards to how Colin Kaepernick's workout with the Raiders actually went. Now, again, this guy is an NFL legend. He's been around the block. He used to play for John Gruden, who was the head coach of the Raiders until the NFL basically hit the eject button on him because they were basically trying to save the Washington Commanders and Dan Snyder from the shitstorm that they're about to go through, to be quite honest with you. So they had to get a fall guy, right? And they allegedly discovered emails and text messages from John Gruden that suggest that he's racist and homophobic, which Warren Sapp came out here and defended John Gruden saying, you're not going to call my head coach racist. I know he's not racist. I played for him, right? I got this man on speed dial. This guy is not a racist. But anyways, this guy, again, Warren Sapp, who is, again, in touch with people in the NFL. He probably knows what's going on there at the Raiders facility. He knows some folks there. He went on record to say that he heard that Colin Kaepernick's workout with the Raiders was a disaster and one of the worst workouts ever. Take a look.
I mean, do you see Kaepernick coming back? I mean, he tried out with the Raiders recently, but I heard the tryout wasn't all that great.
I heard it was a disaster. I heard it was one of the worst workouts ever. I'm wondering how the hell this happened and the tape didn't get out, right? I mean, somebody wasn't over the fence or nothing? Come on, man. We live in a world right now where you put a drone up, hey, it ain't like they can stop you. They ain't gonna stop the workout talking about there's a drone up here, we don't know who this is. I mean, what? Come on, let's run this. They don't even send them up the ladder anymore. You remember we used to go out to practice? Send the guy up the thing, he's shooting practice off. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we just interviewed Josh Norman. He pretty much said, look, you can't sue a company and then go back and try to work for them again.
Yeah, so, guys, I mean, to me, in my opinion, that's the real story about how Colin Kaepernick's workout went with the Raiders, and nobody should be surprised because, again, common sense, okay? Anybody that's not a complete brain-dead idiot like Jamel Hill, right? People like her who actually believe the BS that Colin Kaepernick says about working out 5 days, 6, 7 days a week at 5 a.m. to get back into the NFL would know that, if this guy really believes that the NFL is a slave plantation, again, one, he wouldn't be working out every single day to try to get back in the league. So we know he actually really wasn't working out, right? And when he finally got a chance to get back into the NFL, he had a bad workout because he wasn't working out the whole time, right? Now, again, do you expect him to go in there and to blow everybody away? Absolutely not. The dude's been out of football for 5 years. But if you've been working out every single day to be a slave, like Colin Kaepernick says he was doing, then you're not going to have a disaster, right? That's not going to be a disaster. Now, again, I believe Warren Sapp over the mainstream liberal media, and here's why. Because, one, Josh McDaniels is running the Raiders, and he comes from the Patriots, and the Patriots are very tight-lipped about what goes on, at their facility. Right? So I'm not believing anything the mainstream media is saying about what actually happened. And also the mainstream liberal media, because they're liberal, they are incentivized to say that, Colin Kaepernick had a great workout. He was impressive. Again, if the guy was so impressive, why has he been signed yet? Right? The guy still hasn't been signed. Okay? Well, again, the reason why is because the workout was a disaster. This is the exact same reason why Colin Kaepernick, when he was given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity from the NFL that they've never given to anybody else before, right? In which they were going to have all 32 teams show up and watch this man throw in Atlanta. They was going to have a NFL combine for one person. The dude backed out at the last minute to say, there's something in the contract about if I get injured and such and such and such, and I also don't want the NFL to be the only people filming it there because they might try to edit the footage to make me look bad. Now it all makes sense in terms of why he was saying that, right? Because he knew that he wasn't ready, right? He knew that he hadn't been working out 5 days a week at 5 a.m. like he'd been telling all the woke revolutionaries. And again, all those idiots believed it. He knew it. That's why he folded at the last minute and decided to go do a workout at some random high school in some other town, right? Because he knew he could do it on his terms, and therefore it was going to make him look as good as possible. He didn't want NFL coaches actually putting him through the paces. Okay? Again, this makes so much sense. And I am glad this came out because I am sick and tired of this guy. Right? Every year is always a speculation about, is Colin Kaepernick going to get back in the NFL? Colin Kaepernick's being blackballed. And I've been saying the entire time the dude doesn't want to play. He hasn't been working out. He hasn't been doing any of that. Okay? He's been making money off the idea that he's being blackballed. When he blackballed himself, right? NFL has given him plenty of opportunities to get back in the league. Mostly as a backup, but he don't want to be a backup, right? Initially, he didn't want to be a backup. Now, all of a sudden, again, the money's drying up. I'm willing to be a backup. Again, this is a ploy from him and Nike because they probably have something coming out sooner or later down the road, right? Where, again, they're trying to figure out how do we market this guy, because we market him as being banned from the NFL. He's being blackballed. We can't really play that card anymore. So we actually have to act like the guy's trying to get back in the NFL. Lo and behold, this guy goes and works out, does a real NFL workout, and it was the worst workout ever, right? I don't think that Warren Sapp is making that up. I really don't. I totally believe him over the mainstream media reports. I think he bombed. I think he was out there overthrowing guys. I don't think he was in shape. I don't think the dude was ready at all. Right? I think he just started working out probably 3 or 4 months ago, and he thought there would be enough time just in case he happened to get a real workout. But apparently that didn't work. But I'm going to tell y'all, this is the last you will ever hear from Kaepernick when it comes to this whole getting back into NFL stuff. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he got the workout that he wanted. He wasn't good enough. The Raiders are not signing him. And if he comes out and start boo-hoo-whining and complaining about how I'm blackballed from the NFL, they're banning me, they're racist. If he starts saying that, all the Raiders got to do is just leak the footage, right? Just leak the workout footage to the media, and then the world can see that, oh, you was terrible, right? You was trash when you worked out for the Raiders. That's why they didn't sign you. And best believe they got the footage. I know Warren Sapp basically implied that he was surprised there's no footage. Dude, trust me, there's footage, right? If they bought that guy in, okay, to work out, they was taking the fall for all the other 31 NFL teams that may or may not have been thinking about bringing the guy in. And trust me, they've distributed that footage to all the NFL teams, and they've all saw it and like, yeah, this guy's trash, right? This guy's trash. We're not bringing him in. You cannot play anymore, right? You're done. You've been out of the game for too long. You wasn't good right before you left, and you was in your prime. Why would anybody believe you're going to be good now? Again, which is the reason why he probably bombed his workout. But again, it's just so funny to me just thinking about all the stupid, naive fools in the mainstream media that bought into this guy's BS. This guy's working out 5, 6, 7 days a week at 5 a.m. to be a slave in the NFL. To work on a plantation. His words, not mine. Again, incredible. That in and of itself should have told you that this guy was full of it, right? It should have told you this man was full of it. So let me know what you guys think. I don't think that we will be hearing from Kaepernick anymore. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.